Rick Watson's got the mic. He's the big dog king. Cover sports so sharp, it's a new river thing. Virginia Tech fire, rapid pride too. Every stat, every play, he's bringing it to you. He's got that voice, deep as a valley, breaking it down, no dilly, no dally. Big Dog Sports Talk, feel the bark, feel the bite. Rick's in the zone, every day, every night, from the Hokies to the Highlanders. He's got the spark. Big Dog Sports Talk, lighten up the dark. He's got the scoop, faster than a sprint. Calling plays like a coach, every word's a hint. From the courts to the fields, the stories unfold. Rick's play-by-play, worth its weight in gold.
All right, how's everybody doing? It is Big Dog Pop here. What is going on? Welcome.
Let the games begin.
Hit us up in the McClellan Chiropractic chat room or on the professional door text line, 540-391-0788. We pop in here tonight. We'll have some folks on. Let me know if you want to be on. If you do, hit me up on the professional door text line at 540-391-0788. Or you can jump in chat and say you want on. Leave me your email, whatever you want. What's going on? Uh-oh. Can I just call you XI? Welcome. It's all right. Just pick the first one, DVP. Apparently, I sent him 2 links. It's been a very long day. Very, very long day. This is where we have a chance to kind of unwind a little bit. Don't know how long we'll go. I don't know if we'll go all the way till 9 tonight. We'll see. All right, I'm done with the song. I'm done with the song. We got Coach Mabry in the house. What's going on, Coach? How are you? Good to see you.
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good. What's shaking bacon? We got Denny Van Pelt in the house. What's going on, DVP?
It's very smoky up here in New Jersey. The Canadian fire is coming down this way.
Oh, that's exciting, man. That's always fun stuff.
Wonderful. It smells like the Porta-John.
Yeah, I do, X-Man. I do like cats. Yeah, I do. I have one, as a matter of fact. Dogs and cats, they're both great. Right now, I have a kitty.
If you fry bacon in the fire, does that make it Canadian bacon?
Since you got the smoke?
Now, our biggest thing up here is, do you call it Taylor ham or pork roll in New Jersey? It's kind of sacrilege up here to call it Taylor ham. You got to call it pork roll.
I got you. How long? How long are the fires going to come down? Did they say how far they're going to try to spread down through there? Did they say anything?
Says he'll be here tomorrow too.
Really?
And it was 100. The feel like today was 101. Plus the air quality was so bad.
Is that all? 101? Is that it?
So it was definitely a humid 101.
That sounds like it would be a humid day. How's your week going, Coach Mabry? Hey, you saw Billy Strings, did you not, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, Tuesday night.
How was it?
Great show. I talked with some people that worked with the Civic Center, and they were pumped about being able to get him there, and they were telling me, they said this is the most excitement they've had over a band coming in probably the last 20 years there. So
wow, that's awesome. Looking good.
And
cool.
It was
cool.
And he was moving a little slow. He's walking with a cane and had to negotiate some steps.
Did he have a fall or something?
The show in Charlottesville, in between the last song and the encore, he decided to get on his skateboard. He was real pumped up, and his leg snapped in two.
No.
And they had to put it together with pipe and screws, basically. And he had all sorts of surgery. And this was his first show back. So he's trying to figure out how to do a 3-hour show, when to sit down, when not to sit down, and all that mess. So
No, I got you. You gonna come to the bash on Saturday? You out of town? Where are you? Where are you this weekend?
I think I'm going to try.
Okay. Well, let me know. It'd be great to see you. It'd be great to see you.
Yeah, I am definitely going to try. I don't think, and when I say that, a lot of it depends just, if the daughters call or something.
I understand.
Usually I'll jump on something with them, but if not, yeah, I'll definitely try and get there.
We lost DVP. DVP is gone now. We lost DVP.
Maybe you should have hit the second link.
That's true. I sent invites to Morris again and Dwight and Chris Lester. We'll see who all joins us. If anybody wants to join us, hit us up. We'll let you in.
I think I had a tech issue. I got kicked off.
That's okay. Hey, that happens all the time.
But you did have two. You did have two links in the beginning on your Big Dawg YouTube page.
That's weird. Did I really?
Yeah, it was two different URLs. I looked at them both.
Uh-oh. Let me check that out. I'm glad you told me. This technology. Yeah, we got a bunch of them on there. No, there we go. We're good now.
The $6 million man you are.
Yeah, that's right. Without Andre the Giant's Bigfoot, I don't have that luxury, which is disappointing. But,
that was an awful episode.
But we'll fix it. Oh, those were the best episodes ever. Coach, you remember those? You remember $6 Million Man, right? Come on.
Oh yeah. And the Bionic Woman, more importantly.
Come on. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Nothing wrong with that at all. All right, we're fixing this thing right now here. All right. I think I got it fixed now, DP. I think there's only one link up there now.
Okay.
I think. All right. So there's a rumor we hired a softball coach, but there's no release yet. So we'll see. I guess it'll come out tomorrow.
Oh, might get released tonight. Who knows?
It could come out tonight. It could come out tonight. So we'll find out. All right. So now we should be good to go. So Tech had their media day today. Call the neighbors, wake the kids, the ACC media kickoff. James Franklin saying they won the offseason. So we'll see if that transfers into wins during the regular season. How do you feel about all that, Coach? I don't know if I've talked to you specifically about Tech. Huh? Go ahead.
I was going to ask if you ended up getting a front row seat for that.
No, I did not. I did not make the trip. What are your thoughts on Franklin, Coach?
You're going to have to.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on Franklin?
Yeah, overall. I mean, we know he can win. We know he can recruit, but something feels weird about the whole situation at Penn State, the way that ended and the way they were so glad he was gone at the end.
I think, I understand excitement and everything. I think part of the weirdness is the fact that he got fired. He got fired from Penn State early season, not even mid-season. But I think we forget, though, when we bring that up, that it was 12 years he had there.
Correct. Been there a long time.
And like you said, it was probably time. I mean, do we think at Tech he's going to get 12 years in? No. But the thing is, if he can get that machine where it's going, and right now it seems like he's got them trying to print money for him anyway. So
yeah, he does.
So that's the thing. And as far as the football people and everything, I think it's just a natural excitement. And like typical fans do anywhere, they go too far to the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, think he can walk on water and part the Red Sea and feed all the starving children.
Who do you think's got more pressure on him in this first year? Franklin or Lane Kiffin?
I think that's an interesting question. I don't know how. I don't think Lane Kiffin. I think he sort of thrives on pressure. And when I say that, I don't mean in a way that a lot of competitors do, but I mean it in a way I think he almost entertains himself with it, if that makes sense. Because it's obviously, controversy doesn't bother him because he says the most controversial, crazy thing.
LSU picked him up on the way up. I mean, he left the team that was in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Whereas this other situation, you're picking somebody who did not live up to expectations of Penn State last year. Picked number 2 in the preseason poll. So season that Tech had last year. It's funny when I saw on Rick's Facebook page what the topic was going to be tonight. I started doing some homework, and I actually had said, I think a week or two ago, that they probably end up 7-5. I'm redoing that prediction. I think they're going to go 8-4, and I only say that because who they're playing and where they're playing them at.
We should probably.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Rick
Go ahead,
said
man.
something about going through and doing the predictions on the games and stuff like that. We should all do it like game by game with what we think.
Well, I think the first weekend's a blowout. I feel like we're going to watch the cadets off the field.
Right.
Yeah. I think there's 4 games that are, I don't want to say easy, but are probably good guesses as to what's going to happen. Right. In my opinion. And I think the first 2 are definite wins. I don't think you're going to have to worry about either one of those going the other way. I mean, I don't see how you lose to. There's a reason Franklin wanted to play VMI, and he's going to get it. They're going to have a big win on a Saturday night on the ACC network, and everybody's going to be all excited. And then they've got ODU coming in. Now, it's quick to dismiss them because it's ODU, and we've done that a lot, yet they have 3 wins against Tech. As a matter of fact, Ricky Ronnie provided the final nail in Brent Price coffin last year with that 45-27 win. They lost a lot.
That second half was just demoralizing.
It was. They did whatever they wanted to do. And Coach Mabry, did you ever think live a day that you would see Old Dominion have more talent across the board than Virginia Tech? And that was the case last year.
Oh, never. But, and part of that is a testament to ODU.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure.
And the rise of football there. Plus the decline. How, Tech was in a bit of decline before Frank left. There's that meme. There's that famous meme. Unfortunately, it floats around about him where he's celebrating he's got his fist pumped and he's celebrating the tie with Wake Forest, I think it was.
Yeah, he's got.
And unfortunately, that's still floating around in 2026. But the thing was too, as the game started changing more and more, getting especially those Eastern Shore kids was tougher and tougher. As far as getting those kids. And I think Dwight's touched on it too. Kids are different now.
Yeah.
When they look at that, it's not necessarily state pride or anything like that.
It's me pride. It's
and
pride of themselves pride. That's about it.
Yeah. Or before the green was really, really flowing. I mean, I'm sure it started flowing, but it wasn't flowing like it is now. But before that, it might not be green pride, but it might be television camera pride.
Yeah.
Hey, my chances of playing on national TV are better here.
That was the Notre Dame. That was a Notre Dame recruiting tool. We basically have our own network.
Yeah, and
we're on NBC every week.
What's up, Mr. Stowers?
Hey, buddy.
You here?
How you guys doing?
Hey, what's going on? We're good, man. We're good.
We're good.
Hey, Coach. We're talking about tech a little bit here, getting started on our predictions. So,
no way.
We've already pretty much agreed that VMI is a blowout.
Yeah, we're not counting that.
We're working on ODU now.
Not so fast, my friend. No, I'll tell you what. If it's not a blowout, it's something like a 24-14 or something like that.
Can you imagine?
It could be.
Can you imagine if it's a 10-point win? They're going to go out behind.
Yep.
Immediately. Yeah, they would.
And if it were last year under Pry, I'm not so sure they'd win it.
Yeah, it was. It went downhill so quickly last year. I mean, the first game on, it just, I don't know. It never looked right. It never felt right last year.
The way they're shifting the power at the school, if the way it seems anyway, I know this probably isn't possible, but if Tech goes 0-2 or 0-3 and happens to lose the BMI by earthquake or satellites falling out of the sky or something, Franklin might end up firing the new president or something. So there might be a firing.
You are fired.
Yeah, you're right, because he's got everything in place in his department. They still don't have a president on campus. So yeah, I'm with you.
Lining up with the scapegoats.
Coach Mabry and Rick, you may know this. I'm in Newport now. At my sister's house in Newport, going up 42 toward Newcastle. But they took Karen and I. They said there's an Amish store on 42 going into Bland County before you get to the correctional farm. It's called what is it called? Nature Walnut Creek Store, and the Amish run it. They sell furniture, and it's a bigger grocery store. They sell the sliced country ham, all the good stuff you remember from way back.
Yeah.
And you go up 42, almost till you get to Bland Correctional, and it sits back away. You'll miss it if you don't watch it. That thing is huge. You don't know about this?
I do not.
No, I didn't.
Really?
I have to head out in that direction.
I mean, you know where I'm talking about. It's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's nothing there. Cattle and all that. But if you ever get a chance, go up there. It's all Amish organic foods that they make furniture and all that there. I just wanted to get us the hell off of talking about Virginia Tech one more time, and I think I did that.
Low Country's been there. He said one of the best sandwiches that you'll eat.
It's unbelievable.
There you go.
We had that. They have great ice cream and stuff. They have vegetables and all that out in the store, candies, Amish made candies, pastries, all that. And then in the back, they have furniture, Amish furniture that's made, and an upstairs. It is not cheap, but that's all I got to talk about today, boys.
It's okay. It's all right. We're looking forward to Saturday, man. By the way, I went to go see Amanda yesterday, and she was very nice and very excited. We're going to be there. We're all the way on the end when you guys come in. We're all the way down on the bottom. You know where we are, Morris.
Where the axe throwing room is.
Yeah.
When she told me that
We're in the asteroid room.
I don't know. We're in the where the axe. There's axes. There's an axe throwing, and then there's us.
Axe throwing.
Yeah.
You sure you're not going to be the targets?
Yeah, we
Could
might
be.
be. We could be the targets. Yeah, that could happen. I can see that happening.
Well, with Morris buying drinks like that by 11 o'clock or so, there might be some targets.
Yeah, we might all have some axes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go over there around 5. Karen and I we're going back Sunday, driving back to Florida. So we, when I was in Blacksburg, my office, I built my office behind there, me and Jeff Price, the office and dialysis center. There's Virginia School of Massage in there. We built several of those buildings back there. So where the courtyard is now, right behind there is where my office was at the time. So we're going to stay in that courtyard and just Uber over because I know me pretty well and I'll probably have more than a few drinks. If I get more than 2.5, 3 deep, I don't know what's going to happen.
All bets are off. At least your wife will be there.
Yeah, she's looking forward to it. She's going to be there. You're Janet. Elmo's Janet's going to be there.
Yep.
Ron, I'm not sure. I did text Ron Shelburne. He's flying back from Chicago or something. He said he's going to try to make it.
Yeah, he's in Chicago. He might get back early enough to head over there, he said. So we'll see.
Well,
yeah, I hope so.
Should be a good crowd.
If he does show up, we have to ridicule him because he was going to see a Chicago Sky WNBA game.
That's worth a ragging.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It really is. It really is.
I've never watched a WNBA game.
I did early when they started. Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, or the Houston Comets. Was that what it was? I think
Comets, yeah.
And now, no, I wouldn't think of turning it on now. But they're killing the cash cow each and every night. I don't understand the league's philosophy. Well, I do know what the league's philosophy is, but
when I lived in Fort Lauderdale, there was me and 3 other guys, and we bought season tickets to the Miami Heat when Dwayne Wade came from Marquette, and he was there about 3 or 4 years. Karan Butler, there's a couple others there at the time. And Dwayne Wade was a great basketball player. He could light up a scoreboard.
Yep.
Then they got Shaq. This was before LeBron. Mm-hmm. And we had tickets through that championship with Shaq. And then it just Riley kept raising the prices, and he'd reseed or you'd shuffle, and then I get and before Shaq, they would lose their amount of games. And same thing happened to the Dolphins. One time I had season tickets to the Dolphins, the Marlins, and the Heat. And it's just so many games. I mean, you can't. And then some of them, especially the Marlins, when they were playing bad, you couldn't give the tickets away. Look at a Marlins game now down at that new arena and look at what number of people are there. It ain't good.
And they're good this year. Marlins are good this year. Yeah. They're pretty good.
And they have my name.
It's been like that for a while, though, there. I can't figure out how the franchise
I don't either.
Stays.
I don't either.
Well, I think the Major League Baseball, Denny will know this more than me, but that they have the revenue sharing with Major League Baseball is good, right? That they can have no fans, and they're still going to make, those owners are going to make a lot of money.
But you would figure ownership as a whole would be putting heat on the clubs to, you've got to be putting something into this type of deal.
Agreed.
And everything.
Agreed. Yeah.
I understand there's there's 80 some home games and all that, but you still got to make a viable effort to bring people in.
Yep. No, the Marlins over my time when I lived down there, they tried dog night where you can bring your dog and the dog sit in the stands with you, and then they take a dog and the dog can run the bases around. Crazy stuff like that. And they have one thing where they'd sell you a ticket, not a season ticket holder ticket, but you could get a ticket into the game, get a hot dog and a beer, and it was $12.
Hey,
And they still would come.
that would
You
work.
got to remember too, if you're in Miami, there's so much shit that they're throwing at you,
Yeah.
and so much availability of stuff to do, and you're going to go watch the Marlins lose. I mean, unless you're just an avid baseball fan. I could go down to the Mark Light Center at the University of Miami and see a much better baseball game than you could go watch the Marlins back when Miami was good in baseball. That's a rocking place. It's on campus in Coral Gables, and that's a rocking place right there when Miami's good. They had a run there, 20 years with Morrison? Was that his name? Coach Morris. I think it was. Miami had all those years they ran. They won a couple national championships, I think. But Miami was really good at baseball at one time. Had a good run a couple
Yeah,
decades.
they were.
As much as Major League Baseball, I think, has struggled over the years with television and all that, there's still nothing like going to a live Major League Baseball game.
I agree.
I can go sit, and it doesn't matter who the teams are. It helps if it's somebody that I liked as a kid, the Orioles or the Cubs, per se. But even if it's not, there's just some magic about it. Even now, there still is. Now, for me to watch one on TV, that gets a little tough. But to go sit and watch one live, and I mean, even the semi-pro and the Pulaski team and stuff like that, they do pretty well from what I understand. And people want to go see baseball.
Well, here's the problem with Major League Baseball, and this is why I didn't watch the All-Star game the other night. Did you guys know what channel the Home Run Derby was on?
I didn't until the next day.
And you guys know what channel the Home Run Derby was on?
I have no idea, did he?
Netflix. Yeah, it was on Netflix.
Now, who does that sound like? That's the same crap the NFL pulls.
Dwight Vick.
D. Vick's in the house.
Hey, you look. What's up? I jumped on Rick because I had my 7 o'clock. They couldn't meet, so I got time between my next session.
Oh, okay. I figured you were taking time to watch the Tech sideline interview with Justin Fuente.
Man, listen. Hey, you know what? Even the therapist has to have a therapist. So listen.
Yeah, I understand.
I called Rick is my therapist. I said, listen, man, I love those guys over there. They covered me when I played, and Will and those guys are class personified. But I'm sitting here enjoying my day, and I got a text sent to me saying, I said, wait a minute. I cleaned my glasses. I said, is that Justin Fuente? I said, I heard he was at ACC Media Day. And then I was like, what the hell? And then I said, no. And I said, no. And they said, that's him. And I clicked on it, and I see Andy Bitter asking questions. And I was like, what the? And I felt like the movie Kill Bill when they had that red flashing light and that noise would go, that alarm. And I was like, what is going on? And I don't know. I called Rick immediately. I said, man, am I overreacting? He was like, no, what's going on? He didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So why was he there?
That's a great question, Dan. Listen, I don't know. And I was
shocked when I saw it.
If I wasn't going to be in Charlotte, I would be at your thing this weekend, and I would ask Will to his face, why? I mean, it got great views, but I don't know. I don't know him personally.
Was he asking or answering questions?
He was answering questions. They asked about what he had been doing now. He talked about how he's being home, being more of a father, which is cool. I can respect that, with his daughters. And he talked about this is the best ACC Media Day he's been to ever. It looked great. Then he talked about his thoughts on Franklin. I didn't finish it because I just kept waiting for some type of. He did talk about how he's helping Sam Rogers, like with consulting, because Coach Sam Rogers is coaching and doing some football stuff in the Richmond area, the great former fullback, running back, H-back. But it was just weird. I just didn't understand
weird
what he was doing. I didn't understand why he was there, and I just didn't know why. I don't know. I'm just a loss for words. Yeah.
Well, Dwight,
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for you. And I've asked this before, and I really like a straight answer, because you're the one that brought up canceling, and even counselors need counseling. So
Yes.
I've already asked, if Tech doesn't win the ACC championship and they don't make the college football playoffs, I've already told you I'm going to sell everything and move to Charlottesville, and I need counseling. So I need to make sure you got a slot for me.
I'll make a slot for you. But look, like I'm going to tell you, accountability and honesty is at the forefront of any therapeutic relationship. So
I'm being honest.
I know, but you got to be honest with yourself. You think Tech can do that?
Wait a minute. Well, I guess being the counselor, you are the one that's supposed to be asking the questions. That's fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know if winning. I mean, look, I would be happy if they win 8 or 9. I would be ecstatic.
That would be a great year. Yeah.
And you know, I'm joking, but
I know you are.
Yeah,
I know.
I think if Tech, that came up on the podcast this morning, I think, to me, get over 7 games. Start somewhere, but get over 7 games and be relevant again. Virginia Tech have been relevant in college football in 10 years.
Hey, listen, you talking since 2015. Listen, 2016. Rick knows this. I have been harder on them than anybody, because one reason why I'm excited for the season to start is not because there's nothing on TV. It's more so because I hate pregame hype. I hate I hate speculation. I can't stand the what ifs, the hypotheticals. Let me see what you guys are really going to do. But look, can we go back? Can you guys go back? You guys were having a great discussion about baseball.
I didn't watch the All-Star game the other night because I was still pissed off that they put the home run derby on Netflix. And again, it's like some of the same shit the NFL pulls. And I'm like, you want to figure out a way to lose? We were talking about going to the game, but you want to lose viewership. There's the recipe. Let's go put it on something people got to pay for.
It's unreal.
My dad is a diehard baseball fan. He grew up in the golden era of baseball. And I live in the DC area, so I've been to some Nats games. I was living up here. I've been up here 26 years when the Nats won it. I don't have the insight you guys have on what's going on, but just from a casual fan that's always watched the playoffs, I feel like a lot of these sports, including baseball, overcomplicate simplistic issues, just like replay, with baseball. That just seems weird to me. But I stay in my lane. But I do know, I didn't even know it was on Netflix, because I remember watching the Home Run Derby years ago and it was on a channel. But I mean, if I'm willing to say, if you survey the average diehard to casual sports fan, it's very hard to find on the game. Like last night, I didn't even know the ESPYs were on. I remember when the ESPYs first came out.
They did not advertise that very well. I was in the gym yesterday and I looked up on the scroll and it said the ESPYs on ESPN. And if I hadn't looked at the scroll, I would never have known.
Yeah, and then if I'm being honest, Rick appreciates my honesty, and I'm just being very transparent. I don't mind when every now and then, whether it's something I believe in or something I don't believe, when an athlete, female or male, speaks about a topic, whether it's like the Jim Valvano stuff with cancer or racial profiling or stuff. But I think the last several years, my issue with the ESPYs is it's become a platform for political stances and other issues, where when I used to watch, I remember when the ESPYs first came out, because my cousin Mike got an ESPY when he was at Virginia Tech. I had just graduated, And it was just kind of cool because it was like sports and entertainment meet, and you had Michael Jordan. It was really cool because it was these crazy stories. They gave out awards. The fans could vote. It was just refreshing. Now I see all these people up here, and I'm like, what is this? Is this like, what are we talking about? It's just, that's just my opinion. I'm venting, but this is
it's like watching the Oscars for sports.
Yes.
Correct,
it's like,
correct.
I don't,
correct.
I don't want to talk about voting. I want to just hear about who's the best baseball player. I want to hear about who's the best basketball. I don't know. I don't mind the comedy. That's cool. But I just feel like that's what, I told this, me and Rick have gotten close the last 3 years. I call Rick, I hate the fact that even the shows that used to be great topics and debates, now I see Stephen A screaming all the time, yelling and Skip and guys yelling and calling people names. I'm like, I used to watch this stuff for insight. What the hell is all this nonsense about personal arguments, Stephen A versus Jaylen Brown and Draymond Green? If we have a world issue, I don't care what Draymond Green thinks.
No. We don't care what any of them think.
What do you think of us bombing this country?
Yeah, but that's what's happened. I'm telling you, man, like we have really lost our way, man, because we have, like, again, I know a little bit about baseball, but not enough to talk about it on my podcast or to criticize a baseball player. I can't. I tried hitting a pitch one time in high school when I was a really good athlete, and the pitcher gave me a soft pitch, and I almost screamed like I was on a roller coaster. So I can't hit a baseball. You know how hard it is at a baseball? So
the hardest thing to do in sports.
Yep.
Yeah. So why would I crit? But you got guys like Stephen A. that they just keep yapping, and I don't know, man. And he gets paid so much money.
I know.
Just to say anything.
Yeah. You know what I think it is too, Dwight? I think what we're realizing in sports now, where they're just all over the place, everybody's screaming at each other. Remember back in the day, Brokaw and Cronkite, they reported the news. They gave you the news, and you make up your own mind.
Yep.
Now it's just everybody screaming at each other. You can't listen to it. You just have to cut it off. And sports is going the same way.
One reason, you're 100% right. One reason I love Rick's platform, even when he was on the radio, but especially his YouTube, today is a great example. I'll be getting dressed or getting ready for my sessions, and I can listen to Almation and also Coach Todd Grantham break down football, because it's not about who the guy is dating. It's like, this is what he does well. He gets to the edge, this coverage. When you start getting into all of that, you now see everything with ESPN, ABC, and Disney is focused on branding. Everything is about branding. This is why you see now a lot of professional teams, you're going to see it with college too, wearing the uniform with a market, a company they're going to be marketing. Everything is branding now. And it takes away. I mean, again, I joked about this with you guys last time I was on, where we can't even see the journey of a baseball, basketball, a gymnast become great. The moment they have one great weekend, there's a poll on ESPN or X or Twitter about how does this athlete compare to the greats. It's only been one performance. How can we know?
Right.
And the sad part is, I'm big on legacy. I feel like the farther we get away from what used to be, we basically poo-poo on the legacy of the greats before us. And I hate that, right? That's what we do, because, well, he really didn't play any against, like when JJ Redick, who I loved when he was at in high school. I saw JJ Redick in high school when he made the comment that Havlicek played against plumbers. I thought that was disrespectful. I just thought that was an all-time. I just thought that was that was just disrespectful.
Yeah. Dumb comment from I agree.
Well, that's like, I can speak for baseball when people say, like, you look at the guys like in the late 70s, early 80s that were good, that pitchers will say, they were throwing, in the low 90s, and that doesn't work anymore in Major League Baseball. So the theory is, well, if I had played back then, the guy throwing 92, or, I got to face some guy throwing 98 with arm side run, and I also throws an 86-mile-an-hour changeup, which will come out of right out of the batter's box as soon as the ball comes out of his hand. But yeah, Dwight, I'm sure you've heard the same analysis comparisons with football.
And
okay?
human nature, dictates
Bill
that
Piano from the Oakland Raiders is. I used to work for his family, a summer job. Phil, on a good day, was about 210 pounds. On a good day, he was part of that Raiders defense. All those crazy bastards they had. But you think physically that would have survived right now in the NFL?
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Would be the argument.
But go ahead, Coach. You were going to say something?
I think human nature has a lot to do with that too. We have. I want to word this right. I don't want to get mobbed, but we have a nature about us where we're combative a lot of times.
Yeah.
We
true.
We express our opinions, whether they be political, religious, sports, television, culture, whatever it is. And the problem being in the last 25, 30 years, we've been allowed to do and say more than we have in the past, because a lot of it we can get on the internet. We don't even have to put our name to it.
Yes, thank you.
Bold stuff. And the problem is, everything has to be who's the greatest, LeBron or MJ, Jim Brown or Walter Payton, Mickey
Keyboard
Mantle
Warriors.
or Willie Mays or Ohtani. It's always a constant argument. And if you say, if somebody says LeBron, and then all of a sudden they get jumped from about 18 angles, or if somebody says Jordan, they get jumped from the other 18 angles.
You're spot on, Coach.
Politically, why do we have such a mess? Because, and I trace all that back to 1980 when Ted Turner formed CNN. And he's putting half-hour news segments on and realized I've got to put more than this on in 24 hours. So now we've got to start having debate. We've got to start having, if I'm going to have debate, that means I've got to get people from two sides.
That's right.
And all of a sudden, it draws ratings. Ratings. Today, you've got MSNBC and you've got Fox News that are both extremely extreme.
Yep.
To say the least. And so it's just constant, but they draw ratings. The thing is,
because controversy sells.
Yeah, exactly. And with human nature, none of us like to be told we're wrong.
Well, the other thing is, it used to be they would say sex sells. Why don't they just go from controversy and just go back to sex sells?
That's got my vote.
Here.
That's got my vote. Yeah.
That's why I joke with people when they say, "Where are you from?" and I say the Jersey Shore, but not that Jersey Shore. It's because I'm talking about that show. Because I would, in class sometimes I brought this up about reality TV shows with my students, and I'm like, and this is how far long Jersey Shore has become. I say to the kids, who's going to turn into MTV's Jersey Shore and watch those 6 people sitting in that room and discussing politics? No, they want to see them going to, the bar and getting into a fist fight in a drunken rage and then getting arrested. Why? Yeah. Because that sells. That gets me to watch. If I find out that's what's happening tonight, I'm watching Snooki get arrested.
But Dan, to your point, I was talking to I was doing a family therapy session earlier today, and I was having a conversation with one of my families, and I said, we talked about marriage. I said, I'm an 80s and 90s kid, and I said, if you look at the television entertainment, it's a great measuring stick on how far we've fallen. And they were like, what do you mean? I said, case in point, when I was growing up, We didn't have as many channels or options. And also the shows were predicated on our values. I said, allow me to explain. You had Family Ties, Full House, The Cosby Show, Roseanne. You had a lot of shows, even Dallas and Knots Landing. Everything was family oriented.
Yep.
Everything was about husband, you know, everything. Even Give Me a Break with Nell Carter. It was all The Facts of Life, girls coming together in a group. Everything was family. It was songs in the intro. Family.
Married with Children.
Yeah, Married with Children. And now
My favorite.
It's Love Island, it's Scandal, it's all these shows where women are sleeping with guys 2-3 times in a week, and it's allowed. And yeah.
They real quick, you said that. I didn't know what Love Island was, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm driving to my home one the other day, and I look at the sign up on this. We have a marina bar near down the road from me, and they got this big billboard sign, you know, black and white lights and stuff. Their selling point for the night was they were showing Love Island's season finale live, and I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
my kids
is that
watch
popular?
It is.
Wow.
But you know, again, if you fool the right people, the rest will fall in line. So if I tell you this is what you need to watch and I brand it and I advertise it, I think I'm missing out. And that's the whole point I was getting at about, like, it used to be cool to be in a relationship. It used to be cool to have values. Like when there's a shooting or a traumatic event in this country, you mentioned the news outlets, Fox and CNN and other places like that, Twitter, everyone rushes to quickly to break the story based on speculation. Just like I used the example of not allowing a player or coach to be great and not allowing the process to take shape, we do the same thing. Everyone runs to Facebook. Well, it's this man, the white man, the black, and we rush and we blame and we hurt and we assume, and we don't know. We don't know what's going on. And you almost looked upon differently if you don't have an opinion. That's right. The danger about, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't, I had a guy ask me one time, I was at the barbershop somewhere, they were like, hey, Vick, who's your top 5 or your bet? I was like, I don't really know. He kept asking me, who's your GOAT? I was like, I really don't know. It depends. And then he asked me about football. And I said, well, in my opinion, it was Montana, but now in my opinion, it's Brady. But that I kept prefacing Brady's my GOAT. And as soon as I said that, to coach your point, he started getting mad. He started bringing, I'm like, why you asked me who my GOAT quarterback? He's like, you mean to tell me Brady it's a system? I said, first of all, you sucked me into this, so I'm going to tell you this. Every offense in America has a system. So every offense is a system. Yeah. So what do you mean a system quarterback? Every offense, Denver, San Diego, or the chart, it doesn't matter. It has a system. Well, if you put him with the Commanders, he wouldn't do that. I said, no, he wouldn't, because you got to have help. It's a team sport, and no one would win with the Commanders, right? So what are you saying? Like, but he got so angry. I'm like, bruh, why are you mad? You kept harassing me for my opinion. I don't do that. I mean, I like when Rick asked me who am I, sleeper of Virginia Tech football. I can name 20 guys. That's a healthy, fun conversation / debate, but I'm not about to get my blood pressure up over what you think is wrong with this country, right, and what's wrong with sport. That's my opinion. And there used to be, ESPN used to have a show back in the late 90s, early 2000s called The Sports Reporters.
Oh, it was the best thing on TV.
It was 5 guys, and they would just talk, and sometimes they would have a woman. They would talk about trends in sports, coaching high, and it was a great debate. It was respectful. Then there was also a show, 2 different shows called NFL Today or NFL Tonight and NBA, and they had another one for baseball, and they had one for hockey. I remember because I was at Virginia Tech in the late 90s, and I would watch those shows. Yep. And they would break down pitching, hitting, receiving, and it was just basically stat-oriented versus predictions. It wasn't any – now everything is hostility. Like, you got Skip Bayless, who made – when he was ESPN, he made around $8+ million.
I know.
$8 million to really just give his opinion and talk about people. It's just crazy to me. How did he get? It's crazy.
I don't know. The money they give out for that. I don't know.
Dwight, that's bullshit. You in 100 counseling sessions, you make that much.
Yeah. I wish.
But you're good. You're good. You're worth it.
I do believe I'm worth it.
Dwight,
you
how
are
many
worth it.
years did you start as a
At
tight
Tech?
end? Yes.
At Tech, I
Yes.
lettered either 3 or 4. I only started my redshirt junior and senior. I split time with Gennaro. I split time my redshirt sophomore. So I technically only started 2 years, but I played a lot my redshirt sophomore year.
And the reason I ask is that the stat that I heard with you that's rung in my head as a coach. I'm like, one false start on that level,
blows my mind.
That many snaps.
Yep.
To me is absolutely amazing. The concentration and then still be able to perform your job at a starting level competitive situation and keep that concentration all the way through. That's just commendable. Very commendable.
Thank you, Cole. Let me add a stat. So thank you for that. It means a lot coming from you. You have no idea. It does. Just to add to that, in my 4 years of high school and combined with my 5 years at Tech, my 4 years playing at Tech, I never missed one practice at all, ever. From high school, 9th grade, I was on varsity all the way to my 5 years at Tech. And I never missed a practice 1 year. I posted about this on Twitter and Facebook. I broke both my hands and didn't miss one snap. I had to block Corey Moore and John Engelberger. I never missed one snap. I had both my hands. I remember I was dating my future wife and she had to tie my shoes. But also too, in my 4 years of high school, I missed 1 day of high school. 1 day. 9th grade to 12th grade, I missed 1 day. I had perfect attendance. My senior year, I got strep throat and I missed 1 day. And people say, wow, like that's crazy. The reason why and it's just me. I'm not making this show about me, but I took pride, and this is going to sound funny to some people. I took pride in life. I took pride in the fact that when you talk about being an athlete or a coach, Vick, one of my favorite lines in A League of Their Own, one of my favorite movies is Tom Hanks tells the lady, what makes it hard is what makes it great. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So I took pride in the fact that when I got my chance to start or play full time in Lane Stadium for a great university, I took pride in that. I played injured. I played hurt, not because I was some crazy football player, because I was honored that people came up to me and asked for pictures and my autograph, and the fact that coming out of high school, I was first team All-State. I was ranked 4th in the nation by Sporting News at my position. So I knew also, too, in therapy, we call it mindfulness. I come from humble beginnings where my mom and dad, my mom's a teacher, my dad's a preacher. We grew up lower middle class, then we finally moved up to middle class. So being in a generation, in an area where you either went and worked at the shipyard or you went to the military, being at Virginia Tech was a blessing. It was huge. So, yeah, man, I was locked in. How cool was it to play against Miami and Clemson and have everybody back home cheering for me, and to be on the biggest stage and to play in that atmosphere. That's why I don't mind the kids getting paid today. I just want these kids to understand whether you go D1, D2, D3, very few people play college sports.
Absolutely.
Take pride in the fact that you are playing college, because for most of us, after that last game, it's over.
It's over. Yeah.
It's over. So, I'm sentimental with that. Yeah. I thought about it one day, Coach, because I called, or maybe I was on Rick's show after seeing Tech choke away another game. And we had all these false starts and holding calls. And I'm like, listen, I played this position. I played against Ray Lewis. I played against someone. I never had that. And I said, well, wait a minute. I went back and looked. I went back. I said, no, I remember when it happened. It was against East Carolina. It was my senior year. And we were it was near the end of the game. And I just stepped back. I tried to hold my water, as they say, and I stepped back. But that was it. Not against Miami, not against Syracuse in that loud dome. So I didn't make 300,000.
No, yeah, no, you were.
I didn't do that. I did that. I played for Bud Foster, J.B. Grimes, Stein Spring. I played for Beamer. I played for my teammates. I played for my mother and father who were watching me back home. I played for the right reason. So I appreciate the feedback, Coach. I took pride in that, man. I took pride in showing up. I feel like we talk about today, I feel like a lot of men and women, we lose sight and we don't always show up. I believe in showing up. That's just me. That's why one of my greatest honors, I remember Coach Witten and Coach Gentry told me this. When the end of the year, you vote on MVP, the team, you vote, the players and coaches vote on different awards. And in 2 awards, I remember I left after my season ended. I was voted team captain, which to me is an amazing honor because my teammates voted me a team captain. I was a captain throughout the season, but my teammates voted me team captain. And then I also got an award from Mike Gentry for strength and conditioning, meaning, I wasn't the strongest, but I showed up. I never missed I conditioned, I practiced my ass off, I lifted, and I worked. When I remember going back to my apartment, I had tears in my eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? So that was 20-something years ago. So I still have that award in my basement because, one day somebody's going to be speaking in my eulogy, but my legacy is forever at Virginia Tech. And that's what I just want more players to realize, whether they play pro baseball or basketball, is like your legacy, man. When you have an impact on other people, like my impact was so big in 1994 when I signed with Virginia Tech. I was the first player from my high school since 1985 that signed as a Hokie. After that, Myron Newsom came from JUCO. He was a Hampton High Crabber, my teammate. He signed. Then 2 other guys signed. They were walk-ons. Then Tyrod Taylor signed. Then I also recruited other guys from my high school. And then I recruited, of course, Michael and Marcus Vick. So not saying it was solely me, but me breaking that streak opened the door, and I helped recruit Tyrod Taylor, Michael Vick, and Marcus Vick. Think about the 3 players I just named and the legacy they had at Tech and what they did. So that's what I mean about legacy. There's somebody that I've had people watch me on Rick's show or listen to me on the radio when I go back to Blacksburg. I'll be in Christiansburg and somebody will stop me and say, "Hey, you Dwight, I heard you on Rick's thing, man." And I'm like, "Damn, this is cool, man." You know what I know. Yeah, so thank you, Coach. I appreciate that feedback, man. One last point about that. Another reason I only had 1 false start in my 4 years playing at Tech was I was scared to get in trouble by my coaches.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Hey, we've got 7 people on here, and one of the 7 people's a lot better looking than the rest of us. What's up, Coach?
I thought I'd brighten this show up, baby.
Hey, Janet, how are you?
Hi.
Hey, Dwight, the greatest motivator is fear.
Yes.
The greatest of all motivators.
Yes. I'm telling you, you're right, Coach. Being afraid.
That's Machiavellian.
No doubt. Fear is one of the greatest motivators. It worked in the 60s and 70s, trust me.
Coach been retired several years. You're bringing out your top recruit right now, aren't you? Got it.
No, hey, I still got it. I just wanted to let you know. I mean, do I need facilities? Hell no. It's still about earning trust.
I'm ready for a Super Bowl.
Yes, we're ready to have you there. Hey, my Janet will be there too, so it'll be great. You guys can hang out and talk Janet stuff. So
my Karen, which just left, she's coming. So
that's right.
Coming up, Morris.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, Karen's coming. Great. She just left. We're at Newport and building a log cabin. My sister's realtor in Blacksburg. So nice. They were going up 42 toward Newcastle to look at a log cabin. so she could get ideas about how to decorate. So my wallet is getting so much thinner as we're sitting here talking.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Dwight, everybody wants you there. And I've had to explain to him, well, it's not like he can just jump in the car and be there in 15 minutes, y'all. He's a pretty long distance away. That's what to let you know.
If I had this, thank you. If I had this salary that Morris projected, if I had that salary, I would be on my private jet there.
Exactly.
But I'll be there in spirit. But when I get back up there, Rick, maybe you can. When we talked about me jumping in the studio, maybe one day you can have something where I can meet a lot of these guys in person, man. Like one thing about your platform, like I said, people come up to me when I come back to Tech. I come back for the spring game because Tech can't lose the spring game. I come back for the spring game and I see so many great people, and that's why I talk about legacy, man. Because again, I could go on and on about it, man. But like I talk about Coach Almation. I remember when you first had him on the show, and I was like, "Oh my, that's Coach," because I have my podcast and the things I do, and I always give flowers before we wait till it's too late. And I used to tell people all the time, y'all don't understand how great Coach Almation was. I followed his. I'm not even a defensive guy. I was in high school.
You don't like.
I was in high school, but I said y'all don't understand. He is the GOAT, man, because he created that bare front. He's the GOAT. You can be humble all you want, Coach. You're the GOAT. You listen. Those guys. I just posted some videos the other day on my socials, and the front, the bare front, and the way you guys just put fear in the offensive people. Look, Derek Smith, who got drafted by the Redskins in the 5th round, and my roommate, one of my best friends, he came in with me, and I had him on my show during about 21, 22, and 22, and we talked about how the game was so easy because to go against Jim Barron, Hank Coleman, J.C. Price, Lawrence Lewis, Waverly Jackson, Toni Morrison, George Del Rico, Myron Newsom, Torian Gray, William Yarbrough, Larry Green, Antonio Banks. You're prepared. I've seen it all. Game time was easy, man. It was like, we're good. I mean, you go 1-on, and you got Todd Grantham yelling at the defensive line, and we even got a block. Todd Grantham, he's my guy, but back then, I was like, man, what's wrong with this guy? Does he ever smile?
No, he does not.
Hey, he was the sane one.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, what we used to do, we went, when I got there, I told Coach Beamer, I said, Coach, we're not going against scout teams to prepare. And back in the day, you could do this. So we would probably do no more than 20 minutes of scout work, literally, in the body of practice, 2 10-minute periods. And we always try to alter the tempo. We'd have a slow tempo with scout team, and then we're going good on good. And it was ones against ones. We never went ones against twos. Our spring game was ones against ones. And that was every day. Middle drill, inside drill, scout, ones, it was 1 versus 1, 2s versus 2s. I never went 1s versus 2s. We're not going to get any better. We're not making anybody better. I wanted our best going against the best. So when we got to game day, we had confidence going into game day, and our practices were so demanding.
How hard did you have to fight for that, Coach?
Not hard at all. I mean, it was, Ricky Bustle, was great. We locked ourselves in the room and basically took a lot of Washington practice philosophy, Syracuse practice structure, a lot of the past places I'd been, and sat down and hashed it out. And, we just had to fight Frank for the special teams time. Hell, I used to have to throw Frank out of the meetings. He's special teams guys. You give him 20 minutes, they're taking 30, Yeah. And, but no, it was not a fist fight at all. It was, don't forget, we were on the burning ship theory. We're burning the ships, and we're not coming off this island till we either win or die, because it was a win or die situation.
Right.
So we ended up doing, and we full padded Monday through Thursday.
Thank you.
Full pass.
Full pass.
Full pass.
And one last point,
full
Rick,
pass.
before I jump off of my next appointment. What Coach Elmo didn't mention is back then during that time, there was no heat advisory. There was no code red, code orange. There was no heat advisory. So you're full pads, and you are in every period is physical. There was no, hey, are we going to go out because it's too hot? It was, it was so intense. I'm telling you. I look back. When we all get together for the spring game, or we get together here in Northern Virginia, or we come back for a Tech game, we talk like Vietnam vets, like we survived. We're like, I look back at I'm like, how did we do that? How did that we were so tough mentally. It was almost, we didn't even give it a second thought, man. Like Coach Al Mason said one time, you can't prepare. You don't adjust to heat. You have to fight through it, And I told you, Rick, when you asked me one time what was going on, I said, you can get all the sexy and 4-star, 5-star recruits, facilities, and all the money. If you aren't tough here, and if you're not well conditioned, it doesn't matter. You got to be tough. But anyway, hey guys, I'll be blessed. I got to get to my next.
Hey, Dwight. I can
Yes,
tell you this.
Dwight.
I was a business owner in Blacksburg through the 90s. I didn't play for Tech or anything like that, but I'd heard about Coach Elmation, and as a business owner or anything, if I'd see him out, I ran the other way.
There,
I didn't want any part of it.
There you go.
Oh, Jesus. Dang.
Hey, Dwight, thanks for jumping on, man. Thanks for jumping
Hey,
on.
Dwight, I used to tell the kids the only thing we're gonna adjust is our chin straps. That's the only adjustments we would make during the game. Just tighten them up a little bit more. Take care, buddy.
Have a good session, man. Take care, brother. Take care. That's the way Vick joined us. Yep.
Be a pleasure to meet you on Saturday.
I'm so excited. Janet's coming up with me. That's why I wanted her on to introduce everybody.
No, it was great, man. It was great. Coach, everybody looking forward to meeting you. It's going to be great.
Yep.
It's going to be great. We owe Morris all this. He's the one who got everything done. So we appreciate it.
It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it, Rick. Really is.
It's going to be a pleasure.
Rick,
Coach,
yeah. You gotta watch that movie, that the greatest game ever played.
I know. I kept the link. I'm going to do that.
Hey, YouTube it and look at the trailers. I think you'd really enjoy it.
I'm going to.
True story.
Going to.
That and Seabiscuit were my two favorite movies.
The greatest game ever played. That's the golf movie, right?
The greatest game ever played. It was a movie, a true story movie in golf. It's a golf movie.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
it's set in the 1900s.
Right, that is a good movie.
Yeah, Francis Ouimet was a amateur golfer in Brookline. He was set in the Brookline Country Club. They played the U.S. Open at the Brookline Country Club, and he was a caddy there. And he didn't belong, and he wasn't a member. But he was a good golfer too. He went to high school. He was a really good high school golfer in public schools and high school, and got encouraged to play in the Open. And he played against Harry Varden, was one of the golfers at the time who won the Grand Slam and great golf history. He was one of the best. He and his buddy were a part of it, and they ended up. I ain't going to be a spoiler alert, but it is so well done with the history behind it. His caddy was
Shia LaBeouf was the in that movie.
What was that?
Shia LaBeouf was the main character.
Yeah, he was the main character, and his caddy was 10 years old, and it's really a very heartwarming.
The caddy's funny.
Oh yeah, he became like a big entrepreneur. He was a millionaire, became a millionaire entrepreneur. But if you get a chance, Rick, I'm telling you,
I'm going to check it out.
It's well done.
With your endorsement, it's got to be good. It's got to be good.
Yeah,
I want to ask Coach.
My number one sports movie.
I want to ask Coach Elmo and Coach Mabry, we're looking at Tech's schedule. I may not get through the whole schedule today, but that's fine. I'll do it tomorrow. But they got back-to-back road games coming up after those first two that should be wins. So I want to get your philosophy. Going on the road for the first time, James Franklin's taking his program on the road for the first time at Maryland and at BC, same part of the country basically, right, the Northeast, but one further than the other. What is it about going out on the road for the first time for a new team to start the season, Coach Elmo, Coach Mabry, whoever wants to start? What is that like, and what do you have to do? I think we just assume, it might be hard, but there's specific things I know you have to kind of take into account.
Depends on where you're going. Sometimes there's certain road games we couldn't wait to go. Couldn't wait to get, be on the road. When I was playing at William Mary, we couldn't wait to get on the road. We'd rather be on the road than at home. But it's you got to have a routine, and you try to keep everybody, everything consistent, keep them relaxed. I never liked going to movies. I stopped that. One of the things I recommended to Frank, we're not going to the movies. Let's meet, show the highlight tape. I was never a movie guy. Coach Saban, he wasn't a movie guy. I hated that. It was a pain in the butt. But, just stay in the routine, keep your meetings, try to get everything done at your home. Like we didn't leave Wisconsin. I would not want to leave. We had a Friday night meal in Madison. We did not leave till 7:00 unless we had to, because if we're playing San Jose State or something. But if it's a Big Ten game, we got to that hotel. We were flying, so we had no longer than an hour in the plane. We get into that hotel and meet, and that's it. Go to bed, get up, let's go play. So I don't know what Maryland. If it's a night games are a pain in the tail. That's one you got to be on point. Know exactly what you're doing with your players with night games. I don't know if Maryland's a night game or not. Maryland will be it's a Big Ten team.
It's gonna be a test.
Coach Loxley, he'll have talent. They will be talented.
Washington's a good quarterback. Malik Washington.
Yeah, and he's a good quarterback. So
kid.
It will be a great challenge in terms of finding out what this football team is going to be all about. It's not going to define the season. No way one game defines the season. And of course, your Old Dominion, I don't give a crap. Do not overlook that game.
No, I know.
I mean, you think,
and that shouldn't even be a factor at this point. That should already be known.
Right. Yeah.
That should be a known commodity there. And
just what's happened in the last few years with Old Dominion, Ricky Roddy. I don't know the guy, but let me tell you, he gets poached every year. The quarterback they had last year going to Wisconsin, I told the Wisconsin people, you got the best quarterback you've had in an awful long time. He's a winner. He won 9 games, and that's Virginia Tech, 28-0 at the half.
Hey, I just checked. That Maryland game is a night game.
It is a night game.
That's not see. If I had a first away game, I'd want it to be a noon game. Let me get up and go. Get you in there. Maryland, I'll fly in there, have my pregame, have everything done at the stadium, walkthroughs, this, that. I hated going to the stadiums. I hated that. A
lot more hostile student section in a night game than a 12 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, they'll and the good news is you're going to have a lot of Hokie fans. You may have as many Hokie fans as you have Maryland fans. I mean, it's not going to be like
very true.
Northern Virginia, man, there's a lot of Hokies up there.
Yeah.
And you watch, they'll probably have as good a showing as the Maryland fans to a point. So it should be a tough. If I was here, I wish that game was the opener. And I'll tell you why. I always liked, for example, even in 93, you talk about first 2 or 3 games, we played Bowling Green, and you say, it's a MAC school. They were on an 8-game winning streak. We were on an 8-game losing streak. So our preseason was we had a good preseason. In other words, I always liked opening up where I don't have to be the motivator in the preseason. You got Maryland in the first game, your ass better be getting ready.
Yeah.
Okay. As opposed to the third game, opening up with VMI. I don't give a crap. I don't care if it's even Nick Saban. I mean, I don't care, man. Those coaches are going to be working their ass off to get those kids' attention. Because, they really, and the player and the seniors, whoever the leaders are going to have to be in that locker room. And they're going to have to be enforcers, let alone leaders, to keep the attention of the players. because the VMIs, I would hate to have that as my opener. Hate it. Give me Maryland as the opener. I want somebody good.
Yeah, it's going to do nothing to challenge them. I mean, you're right. I hate those games right there.
Oh,
right, Coach Mabry.
You know, I mean,
you want to be challenged early in the season.
Yeah,
That's
you
not
do.
going to do anything.
Okay, I mean, the fact that we were playing Bowling Green, we were on an 8-game losing streak, and they were on an 8-game winning streak, and they were good. They were a good MAC team, and we had a great game against them. All right, we beat the hell out of them, and then we went to Pitt, and that was another challenge. You know, Johnny Majors is coaching. All the great teams coming to Pitt. I remember talking to the players. We did go to the stadium, put the defensive players on there. I said, Notre Dame's been here. Penn State, some of the greatest teams in college football have been in the stadium. And now Virginia Tech's here for the very first time. You leave your mark. And we beat them 62-21. So, you know, that's how I look at it. Coach, I don't know what your thoughts on away games are, but
the way we, you know, in high school, the big thing I coached. That's the thing when you coach 40 years, as you well know, Coach. You are with different head guys and their philosophies on how they approach things. I was with the guy, you know, early on. You go on a road trip, and it might be an hour and a half bus ride, and there's not a word to be said on that bus from the time you get on it to the time you get off of it. And then as time went on, coaches, you know, some of the coaches I had sort of, you know, lessened up on that. And then the best head coach that I coached under was Mike Sharness. And his thing was about 20 minutes before we got to wherever we were going, you know, he put his hand up. If they had music in, whatever, they'd take it out. There was no more conversation. Then you were locked in. But, you know, and I've heard Coach Ragsdale talk. Coach Ragsdale did not let his, you know, on a road trip, they didn't say a word.
Yeah. George Wells, I always said about George Wells, you had to suck a lemon before you got on that bus.
Yeah.
I mean, George, he wanted no talking, no total
and you've
silence.
got to train those young kids that hadn't been on that road trip yet. You've got to make sure they understand.
Well, that's going to come from your leadership of your seniors too.
Exactly. Yeah.
And now you got the phones today, the computers and the phones, and that was another thing. You know, they're not allowed in the meetings. Leave them in the rooms.
Oh,
you know, I don't want anything recorded. I don't want any photographs. I don't want any texts. You know, halftime of games, they're on social media at the halftime of the damn game.
Oh.
You know, I mean, I'm just telling you, those are the things you gotta. Whoa. It's crazy today, but you know, and so you gotta and you know what? When you recruit them, you gotta tell them,
Coach,
you gotta prepare.
How would Hank Norton have handled a kid on the damn phone at halftime?
We didn't have to worry about that, but it would. No, you'd be scared to death. You know, but no, it just, there's so many distractions today. Coaching today is like, it is so tough. It's harder than ever before. Not that they're bad kids. It's just the distractions and all the noise.
You know, Coach Elmo, before you jumped on, Dwight was talking about legacy, about, you know, for the guys coming up, the guys getting the next group of guys ready. I was getting ready to ask him, you know, like, has that changed now? Are you going to see the legacies at these programs with, you know, people jumping ship, being paid more money, go somewhere else? You know, like I've been talking about this with a few people from Radford. Like a lot of the records we have at Radford are probably going to be safe. Their career records, because nobody's probably going to be there for 4 years anymore. If you're that good after 1 year or two, I hate to say it, but a couple of the sports that we have there, you're going to get plucked. You know, you're going to get more money to go somewhere else. So how does that factor in now? Are we going to see these classes where senior class has got 20, 25 guys in it that have spent their entire career at X school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that's okay. Let's say they're good enough to go into the Hall of Fame. Which school are they going in on?
I know.
I mean, things of that nature.
Well, look what put in Shador and the other ones for 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's
2 years.
I mean, now unless you can pull it off and win a championship, win your 10, 11, 12 games or get in that playoff, even though you're going to have a turnover. And don't forget, I'm telling you, 60% of the portal kids are being told to leave. Don't forget that. They're being told to leave. You've got players that, are coming in. And if you've got I've always said this, what starting player at Alabama is leaving the program? Starter. Now, there probably could be, but I haven't heard of one. What starter at Ohio State is leaving? Because they're going to pay it. You're good enough. You're not going to get outbid. Mm-hmm. We're going to keep you. Now, unless they don't want them, okay? Just like Carson Beck of Georgia. They didn't want him. Didn't want him.
They let him go. That's right. They did.
They let him go.
Yeah.
If Kirby ever thought that kid's going to win him a national championship, he ain't leaving Georgia. They will pay him. So, so when you get to the Ohio States, the Alabamas, the LSUs, and don't forget this, if you go into a portal and get a Power 4 backup guard, it's going to cost your ass as opposed to getting a backup guard from Coastal Carolina. The value of the Power 4 guys way more than the Power 5.
Right.
And so you got to, again, I'll go back to Todd Grantham and what they're doing at UAB. If they can win 9 and 10 games, I'm telling you, I think anybody and everybody would want to visit there. And how would you do this? How did you handle the value, not only of the talent, but the positions they're playing, and to get them? And you're going to lose kids, but not your starters, not your good players. You got to be able to pay them.
It's funny you said about they let Carson Beck go, and you know why they let Carson Beck go was just go watch his last game, that national championship game.
Absolutely,
that last pass he threw. That's why Georgia did not want him back.
No, he was just lucky enough to be on a real good team in a not as strong a conference, and I don't give a crap. I've coached in them all, and not that the AC's got bad players or bad coaches. That is not at all statement.
Right.
But it's just when you take the bottom 4 teams of the ACC, you take the bottom 4 teams of the SEC. Who do you not want to play? I don't want to play the bottom 4 in the SEC.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so you go to Miami and all the planets are in line, and next thing you know, bingo, he's in the. Hey, they still lost to SMU. Miami, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Come on now. They're lucky they got back in that thing.
You think that program
your last year full time?
What's that?
What was your last year coaching full time?
2014.
So it was before the big
money.
Yeah,
way before. Yeah.
But you seem to have adjusted and picked it up fairly well as far as bargaining and figuring out who's going to get who and this and that. You seem to have evolved.
Just listening to coaches, trying. I still think, I showed Rick this morning on the show this morning, and I just called. I texted it, took a photo and sent it to Brian Steinspring. There's still things in this business that are not going to change. Okay, for example, I used to do a worksheet and this was when I went into the home. It depends on the kid, but sometimes I would have it filled out before going in the home, and sometimes I just have them. I'll talk to the parents, say, I want you to fill this out for me. And basically, it was, what do you want out of football? What do you want out of football, and specifically at Virginia Tech? What are you expecting Virginia Tech to do? That your contributions and at Virginia Tech and what Virginia Tech's going to do for you. Give me your priorities. What's the number one thing you're going to look for? I'm going to this school because of this. When you have to make your decision, because I'm not here to recruit you. I'm here to give you information, and when I leave, you're able to make a decision. I'm not here to have you make your decision. I'm here to give you information and help you. Okay. And so, if that kid ever put down facilities as number one and NIL number two, we'll recruit you, but good luck.
That's what today's kid's going to put down.
Yeah. I'd want to see win a national championship, win a conference championship, become an All-American. I guarantee you, if I had Cornell Brown, when I had Cornell Brown do it, it was win a conference championship, be all conference, be an All-American, all the things that are going to make him a great player to increase his value. See, what the problem with the players are, it's not the value you have at this point in time. In 4 years, you're going to be able to increase your value, let alone the NFL. But every year, you should be able to increase your value by your productivity.
Mm-hmm.
So these kids that are looking for the one, all of a sudden they think they're going to Vegas on a slot machine and win the lotto on the first time around. You don't want those kids. You want kids that are going to go ahead and you give them what they need to be competitive. Okay. And then next thing you know, all right. And I would go in there and I would tell them, look, whatever it is, 1,000,000, 500, 1,000, whatever. I expect you in your sophomore year to have your value increased. I'd be real disappointed if it's not. That's what I expect. I hope you. Now, what does that mean? Academically, you better be doing well. You better be living right. You better not be on any lists. You better be productive on the field. You better be a good citizen. Don't forget the pressure on these kids now with this NIL money. They can't go out and screw up. Get arrested, get a DUI. They can't. So it's really helped you in coaching. It keeps them in line. Their parents will kill them. They lose that money. Yeah. So, I'm sorry to ramble.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
But I do think you sit down, tell me what you want out of football. Tell me what you want out of academics. What do you want out of your education? Because there's a difference. Hell, I'm going to give you an education. You're going to earn your degree in the classroom. You're going to get an education walking to class.
Somebody brought it up last week. I forgot who it was. And they said, and because my travel program, we kind of tell our guys the same thing when looking at schools. If baseball ended, like you get to this school and baseball ended your freshman year due to an injury, do you still want to be at that school?
Oh, no question. That was. I always said this. If this school didn't have football, would you still? I told this. I said, you're not going to make your decision based on this. But here's what I want you. I would go right to the mom and dad and the kid, and I'd do it today. If Virginia Tech didn't have football, would you still go to this university? Would you still come? Now, think about that, because the game can be taken away from you. Okay? The percentage of it happened are slim. I'm in this house because we think you're going to be a fantastic player for us. But that's spot on. I think that's a question you'd want to ask them. And I don't want the answer, but you think about it. You can discuss that with your family. I don't need the answer. That answer is not for me. That's for you and your family to discuss in terms of making. It's not the decision. We're talking about a commitment. And it's not a 4-year commitment. It's a 40-year commitment. Mm-hmm. And whether you decide you're going to stay, leave, go, I don't know. Don't care. We're talking about you got to stay in the net.
And I don't think these kids, because again, this is my 30th year teaching in my final year this coming year. I don't think these kids think about 40 years from now. It's the instant gratification. It's the what's
instant
next.
Gratification. Yeah.
That's the agent of the parents too, Denny.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at the kids.
Oh, I know. Listen,
kids haven't changed.
It's not don't look at the acorn, look at the tree.
No doubt.
You know, I think I mentioned to you guys last week. We've gone from soccer moms to soccer moms to helicopter parents to snowplow parents to the Iron Dome parents. The Iron Dome parents, the missile does not even get to this child. It's destroyed before the kid even starts school.
That's when it's really. I had an old Virginia Tech professor say this, and I've always kept this. When I used to sit in the academic meetings, one of the history professors, one of the best professors on the campus, but he said, and it made sense to me too, because when you really look at a kid when he's in high school, as it takes the village to raise a child, but when you're in high school, and Coach, you can really appreciate this as much as anybody, is that community. What's that community for that athlete and that child that are part of that community? The number one thing, respect. That's the one thing that he earns in that community, the respect factor. And that high school, that Pulaski County High, or with Coach Rags, and when you're winning particularly, you earn your respect, but you become a part of it. As soon as, hey, I'm playing for Frank Pulaski High School, you're walking down the street, people have respect for you. So respect becomes a two-way street. What you do and what the people you're with. Then you got recognition.
100%.
Great. When earned, it's a great thing. You get to be recognized by your talents and their hard work and the things you're doing. Then you got personal growth. You're able to grow in this community, maybe screw up so bad, but people are still going to support you.
Support.
I'd like $1 for each bad decision I made. Hell, I never should have lived past 30. And then the last thing a good community is going to give you in a good football high school program is security. So when you're looking at personal growth, respect, recognition, and security, well, guess what? That's what when it's all said and done, I don't care about NIL money. That's what they're still going to be looking for in a university. That's what a good university is going to do for you, whether it's for 1 year or 2 years or $1.5 million. I don't care. These are the 4 things that you got out of your high school and your community, and that's what Virginia Tech can do for you. Okay, is you find all of a sudden Pulaski County. I find the same things at Blacksburg. I find the same things in it, like Dwight Vick. I promise you, Dwight Vick found what he had at Hampton. Playing for a great coach, playing for a great program, having respect, recognition, security, and growth. He found it in Blacksburg. He had choices, but he found that in Blacksburg. And when it's all said and done, I think that's where kids, when they make that decision / commitment, that's the baseline.
Hey, Coach, somebody's asked on here, what was your dream job growing up as a kid?
As a kid, Notre Dame. Because
you wanted to be a coach then?
Oh yeah. Oh, I was 8 years old. When I got into the 8th grade, I would wear a coat and tie to school because that's what coaches did. That's what the Notre Dame guys did. I got to see Ara Parsegian when he was coaching at Northwestern. He's Armenian. I'm Armenian. He's in Boston recruiting. He's at the Armenian Church in Watertown, Massachusetts. It's like a little Armenia. And he was there. And I was like in, 8, 10, 11 years old. I can't remember. And I looked around and I go, God, everybody likes this guy. I want to do what this guy's doing. And at a very early age, I made a decision. I was gonna coach football. I was in 8th, 9th grade, and I would wear a coat and tie on a Friday in high school because it was,
Didn't Ara go to the Jets after Notre Dame?
No, Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz went to the Jets. No,
Where did Ara go?
era retired. He last national after the championship game was, I think, 74. He retired. He 10 years at Notre Dame. Lou spent 10 years at Notre Dame. That's about the tenure you're going to have at Notre Dame. 10 years. And win your national championship, one or two of them, and you get out, because the strain and stress of coaching there is unbelievable. The expectations, No, Lou Holtz coached the New York Jets. He had Joe Namath running the split back veer.
He did. But, he didn't like the NFL very much, did he? I mean, he got his take. It didn't work well for him.
The NFL didn't like him.
Yeah.
And just like with me with college decided to retire me after a while. They had enough.
Coach, what happened to Nick Saban in the NFL? You'll have some insight there.
Drew Brees. He didn't get Drew Brees. The trainers,
he got Dante Culpepper.
Yeah, the doctors did not pass him in the physical. And let me tell you, he knew when he was at Michigan State, Drew Brees' first year in the Big Ten, 1998, Michigan State is 7-0. They're undefeated. They had just beaten the University of Michigan with Tom Brady in 98. They had just beaten Michigan. They're 7-0. They're like they're like top 10 in the country. They're undefeated. He plays Drew Brees at Purdue, and Drew Brees, they put 56 points on their ass. And then this is the 99 season, excuse me, the 99 season. The next week they played us in Wisconsin, and we beat their ass. So he knew what Drew Brees could do, and he wanted Drew Brees. And but they did not pass in the physical, and that's the number one thing that happened. He drafted well. He was, he had some good players. He drafted well. They had some winning seasons, but it just at that time he wanted to get back to the college game. His wife wanted to get back to the college game.
Crazy thing was that Dante Culpepper, he had medical issues too. He had a knee issue.
Yes.
He had a knee issue, and Brees had the shoulder issue.
Exactly. So, it's like all of a sudden Michael Vick comes to Virginia Tech. And look what happens. Drew Brees ever went there? He may still be at the
That's true.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
That's not the reason, but it's in the top 3.
Yeah.
Why he's not there.
Who's the last college coach? Coach, I'm trying to think. Who's the last college coach that went to the NFL that's been really successful? I know I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing?
The first guy that comes to my mind is Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson. But has there been anybody since?
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll. Okay, Pete Carroll's a good one. Yeah, Pete
Tongue in cheek. Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer. He did win a Super Bowl. Yeah.
He won a Super Bowl.
He got a Super Bowl.
Hey,
Mr. Meat Jacket.
But there have been so many failures.
Harbaugh. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh. There you go.
Harbaugh's the most recent one. But he's been in the league. Think about it.
Yes,
he was a head football coach in the league before, so that doesn't count. You're talking about guys that have been in college football that have gone into the NFL. I'd say if there were 10 of them, 7 of them were failures. 7 to 8 of them failed.
Yep.
They did.
Another flop that was a great college coach was Steve Spurrier.
Jasper Syracuse.
Oh,
he didn't last
he
too
was
long.
a disaster.
Oh God, yeah.
In the NFL, he
That
was
was
disaster.
terrible.
Good college coach.
Yeah, it was. And a
Spurrier
great coach.
went in and scored like in an exhibition game. The Redskins scored like 73 points, and everybody was going nuts.
Yeah.
Oops.
There you go.
Oops.
and then all of a sudden the world came crashing in.
Hey, when I told you guys a story about me at Syracuse, and they said, "Oh, the AAA team shows up in April." Well, that's Dick McPherson was the head coach back then.
Yes.
Right on that interview, on that visit, he didn't tell me that. It was one of the assistant coaches was telling me that, oh, you can play for the AAA team for the Blue Jays. And I'm like, no, you just can't show up and try out for a AAA team for the Blue Jays. When you guys crazy?
I've been to. I went to one of those games while I was coaching there. In the
Syracuse
summer.
Sky Sox.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It was fun. They had good crowds.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, it was 1991, 92. Yeah. Been.
Speaking of crowds, have you guys seen any of these banana ball games?
No, I'm over it. I think I thought it would be cool, but now it's kind of like it kind of needs to end, in my opinion.
I can't get over how some of the stadiums they've sold out.
I know
It's ridiculous. It's like rock concerts. Yeah, the crowds are what just blow your mind. Not listening to the beat,
I thought they were joking when they said it's a waiting list to get to see them. Kind of go on, look, you can't find an empty seat anywhere. Go watch them play.
Well, it's basically the Globetrotters, and that's the way the Globetrotters were in the 60s and 70s.
Absolutely.
They were selling out places. It was hard to get tickets for them. Usually playing the Washington Capitals or somebody. Hats off to the dude that put all that together.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And they interviewed him, and somebody said to him, "Would you ever think of signing this to Major League Baseball?" And he unequivocally said, "No, I have no interest in signing this to anybody. This is mine."
Right.
Because if Major League Baseball buys that, they're going to put it on Netflix. So
one of the teams that he put as one of the traveling teams that they play. He brought back the old Negro League team, the Indianapolis Clowns.
Yes.
And everything. They had a special about that. And that was pretty neat. And all that they've done. I mean, it's like the Globetrotters. You've seen it once.
Yeah, I've seen
it. It's hard to watch. A second or third time. That gets tougher. But
there was a Ferrum basketball player named Jerry Venable. Played basketball at Ferrum. Played for the Globetrotters.
Right.
Yep, his picture's up in the.
Yeah, we had one at Radford. Eric Hall. Eric Hall played for about 4
years.
Did he? Yeah. Yeah,
cool.
We did. He loved it. So it's interesting. Very interesting. Well, I mean, Coach, when are you leaving to come here? When are you getting on the road? Tomorrow?
We're going Saturday morning. We're going to leave Saturday morning.
Okay.
I was going to get up there Friday, but at Highlander, they were sold out Friday for whatever reason, but I got Saturday because I like staying there. And so I'll come up Saturday morning, go over to your deal. I'm going to get up Sunday morning, and I'm going fishing.
You're going fishing, aren't you?
Yeah. I got shut out last weekend. All that rain, which you guys needed. And then head back Monday. Head back to the beach Monday.
And Morris, you're already here, basically, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
you're here.
Newport, my sisters.
Newport, yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool.
Morris, what's our drink limit? 12?
Yeah. What is it?
Wait a minute.
By the way,
that is 3.
Hold on. Is this a brown bag or is this open bar or what's the deal here?
I think with you, Coach, you do just whatever the hell you want to do. I'm not going to tell you not to.
Hey, oh no, I'm listen. 2 glasses of wine, I'm ready for bed. I can't do it like I used to anymore.
I'm sure the bowling alley will have a good red.
Yeah. I think,
you better believe it.
Like I've told Rick, back in my younger days, I did my best coaching hungover.
Oh dear Lord, yes.
Especially during the bowls.
Get your stuff as a half log.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
That's funny. That's funny. Sometimes you needed to be hungover. Is that sometimes a good thing?
Oh, I just used to threaten the kids. You better have a good practice today. My ass is hungover. This is when we were going to bowls. You're going out and doing all the social deals, and coaches getting dragged all over the place at night, going to houses and parties and whatever. And so
Coach, you could have been like Bear Bryant. You said best coach at ever done was when I was drunk in the tower.
Well, it was people what's sad? I'll tell you what's really sad it's because of the NIL portal and all that stuff. I'll tell you, I went to 18 bowls in my 30 years of Division I coaching per se. And let me tell you, from the Rose Bowl to the bowl in Shreveport where we went to protect, they're so much fun and they're all good. And your football team gets better. There was a point in time when Frank, for those 4 years or 5 years, they didn't go to a bowl game. He had losing seasons for 4 years, or one winning season, but they couldn't get to bowl games. And at Virginia, we were going to bowl games. Well, we became better. We became a better. Your younger kids, the development bowl practices are spirited. Back in the day, I don't know what they're like now. I don't know. Once, like Nick said, once they did the championship thing, the bowl games, it's over.
Yep.
They're destroyed. And they are. They're not going to be around anymore.
No.
Okay?
I think you're right. I think it's coming.
Notre Dame's not going. No, all of a sudden, we're not going. This player's not going.
Yep.
If you're not in the championship game, forget it. Forget about it. But I'll tell you, bowl practices that was the most fun I had in coaching. I was a miserable SOB during the season. Miserable. You did not want to live with my ass.
But bowl was fun time. Yeah.
Bowl time, I was one happy jack son of a bitch. It was fun.
It used to be called a reward, I think.
Gravy. It was all gravy at that point.
It was great. You get hospitality rooms, families. It was funny as we went to the one in Orlando, and and then the one in Orlando was really special, and the Citrus Bowl, the Citrus Bowl it's just a real special time, and the Rose Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, the Cotton Bowl was unbelievable, and the things you get, every night you go back to your room, there's a gift. I mean, TV or a GPS. It's so spoiling. Then you got a hospitality room with all the food, popcorn, and drinks you want. It's just so spoiling. And you get better. Your football team gets better. They get, because you get to extend your practices and with your younger players. And don't forget this now too. Now here's something I don't know if y'all know. Shocked me. If you are a January enrollee, you can go to the bowl practice and practice with the team.
Mm-hmm.
How about that shit?
That's a big advantage, isn't it? My goodness. Yeah. I
And
don't think I knew that.
And today, almost 60% of your incoming players, portal / high school, they're January enrollees. 60% of them. Particularly your quarterback and your O-line. So your quarterback gets to go to the bowl site and be a part of the bowl in practice.
Huge. That's huge.
Oh, are you kidding me?
The speaking of that, I don't know if you guys watched who won the College World Series. That last game was Carolina and Oklahoma. Was it Oklahoma?
Yeah.
So the ace on Carolina, who was a freshman, his father and I grew up playing high school ball against each other, played summer league together, and then he actually started his college career out of Coastal, then went to Greensboro, and then ended up going to Montclair State and became a late round draft pick as a pitcher because he had a great arm. And his son, Hayden Glauber, was that pitcher they were making the big fuss about, the sports media people. Anyway, so I was talking to Keith on the phone around the time this championship game's going on, and I forgot. I remember the kid when they lived up here. He did 2 years of high school his junior year. He doubled up his junior year because Carolina wanted him to be there. He was supposed to be at Carolina as a freshman this coming year. He doubled up last year, and he started Carolina this year at 17 years old.
Wow.
And he ended up being a first-team All-American in 4 or 5 publications.
Yeah. Clark, get him there early. The hell with the senior prom. You want to play, get in there in January.
He was doing I think he was physically there for the junior classes. I think his senior level classes he was doing
How about
online.
that? Wow. Do you know, by the way, my first year at Coastal, I ended up retiring down here and I was an analyst at Coastal for 2 years. I was there when they won the national championship, the 2015.
16,
You know Gary Gilmore? You know Gary?
Sure.
Huh?
Legend. Yep.
Oh, the old Franklin County boy. He was Abe Knapp. Abe Knapp was his catcher. I think he was a pitcher for Franklin County High School. And he played at Ferrum. He played baseball at Ferrum for a year. And he played for a guy named Jerry Little, who was the baseball coach at Ferrum, but he was also Coach Norton's defensive coordinator. So, he coaches baseball teams like football teams, So what the second baseman, I got to know him. He was a kid that wanted to be a football coach, and he hit the home run against Arizona the first at bat. And I asked him, I said, what was Coach Gilmore like after a loss? He goes, oh, my God. It was brutal. I understand because I knew where he came from, but he was a great coach.
Did you ever run across Billy Wagner when you were at Ferrum? Anytime?
You know what I did? He was way after me. I did get to see him after he got into the Hall of Fame. I got to see him at Virginia Tech, had a big baseball fundraising deal, and Greg Roberts went up the whole show. People that are on the Greg Roberts, we picked up Frank Beamer because that was another selling point, and Billy was the main speaker. So I got to see him.
The first pitch dinner?
What? Yes, the very last
first pitch dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was great. I tell you what, when he got into that Hall of Fame, it's funny. Abe Knapp was his coach in Ferrum, and Abe said, "Yeah, all the sports rides and everybody else, they didn't think this reliever could get in." He goes, "Ask the batters." Every batter would have voted his ass in there.
That's right.
I remember our coach at Radford, Guines, they were talking. Ferrum was trying to find people to play him, and they were like, we wouldn't play him, and they were like, well, why wouldn't you play Ferrum? He goes, because they're gonna throw Wagner. We can't lose to a Division III team.
Oh,
think about what he would have been worth in this day and age.
Oh
my God.
You know what? He started out playing football. He played football for him.
Yeah, he's got a state ring. He's got a state
was
football
a quarterback.
Ring at Tazewell.
What's that, Coach?
He's got a state football ring from Tazewell. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a football player. So then he did the baseball, and Jerry Little, one of the coaches, I don't know who it was, said, you better stay with baseball. Not that he was a bad player, but you talk about an arm. And then I got to watch. I never really got to see him play because I was coaching and blah, blah, blah. And he came way after me back in the 80s when it went into Division III. But I went back and watched him, those legs and the power that he would generate. I ain't getting up a bat against that sucker. No way. I'm taking 3.
Well, for me as a lefty, his arm angle would have set me wild.
It was ridiculous. Well, but like I said, maybe those sports writers didn't like him, but every batter put a vote in for him. I'll guarantee you.
Well, he did our first pitch dinner as well one year, and then I got a picture of me, him, and my father at it together.
How about that?
Because they were talking about, I forgot what year it was. It was 19, I think it was 2019, and 19 or 20, and they were talking about that year. They thought he was going to make the Hall of Fame, and then eventually he got into the Hall of Fame. So the picture ended up being just what I ended up wanting it to be.
Oh, that's cool.
Me and my father taking a picture with the Hall of Famer.
That's so cool. That's very.
Now he's and you know what? What a humbled kid. Humbled. That's the one thing about Southwest Virginia. My experiences at coaching at Virginia Tech and being at Ferrum and being involved in the Billy Myerses and the Eddie Neals guys. Eddie Neal was Bluefield High, and we had one kid from Abington High. Can't remember his name now. They were such humbled kids. They really were respectful, humbled, raised right, and that was so consistent in my coaching career, dealing with those kids from Southwest Virginia.
His daughter ended up
I'll
at Radford
see you
also
on Saturday.
here.
Yep. Hey, well, hey, listen, I got to run off. Just wanted to bring Jan on and say hi to everybody.
Hey, it was great to see her. Looking forward to seeing her. Coach, we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Oh, I can't wait to get up there and
Your
visit with
pleasure.
everybody. You got a first-class show, Rick.
Well, you make it that way. So thank you. Thank you.
No, are you kidding me? No, the only thing I really like is I can cuss a little bit on the show. I love that. Hadn't been censored yet, so I can be myself.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll tell you what, Rick does have a great show, and I knew little about football. I'm a fan and been a fan of Virginia Tech, played a little bit in high school, but I've learned more off of you, Coach, and Grantham, and listened to Coach Mabry and on this show, because you talk about football and get into the inner workings of football that us just common people, fans, we'd never know. We would never know those things.
I know. It's
And I
unreal.
appreciate
The assistant's perspective of, especially the college game, particularly, and particularly the experiences that we've taught us and that I've had, being with some of the best head coaches that's ever coached this game. And when you get to experience that, and in that perspective, it's just the trap in that mind is never leaving. It's never leaving. It's carrying you all throughout your career. And to this day, even myself not coaching, it's those, Coach Holtz, I don't get up with a day I don't think about Coach Holtz. Not one day goes by. Not one. And then the things I learned and the lessons I've learned. No disrespect to my dad, but let me tell you, I don't think about my dad every day.
Right.
I don't. I think about Coach Holtz every day when I get up in the morning and think about the things that he did for me, because I not only got to play for him, I got to coach with him. And gee whiz, I cherish that as much as anything else. Yeah. And Coach Norton. Those two people, you talk about taking a snot-nosed brat and turning him into a man in a hurry. That bull in the ring is very humbling.
Yeah.
Very humbling.
It is.
Okay?
It is.
Hey, David, our warm-ups were bull in the ring and arm circles. That was our warm-ups. That was how we stretched.
Guys, see you Saturday.
Go. All right. Cool. See you, Morris. Take care, man.
See you, buddy.
Take care, brother. Be safe.
Coach Rick, we'll see you. Dave, Denny, fun baseball. Baseball is my favorite sport, man.
I know. He does. He loves baseball. Coach, you be safe. Tell you, Janet, be safe.
We'll see you Saturday.
All right, man. Take care. Take care. All right, gentlemen. Great stuff, man. We appreciate you as always, Coach Denny. Good. We're kind of the stewards now with Morris and then whoever pops on. So it's kind of become a thing now. So that's good. That's good. So hope to see you, Coach, on Saturday, man. Hope you're coming out.
I basically plan on it, like I said, unless something comes up with my daughters or something. But
sure.
I plan on coming. I think it'll be a hoot.
It'll be a hoot. Mike Burnett's supposed to be there. So yeah, come on out and hang out with us. So
just watch out for the axes.
Yes, we will. We'll have to keep Coach Elmo away from the axes.
Oh, hell's fire.
So wait, they have that axe game in the there.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday when I went there. I was like,
you're gonna be handed a stack of waivers saying here.
Yeah, exactly.
Please acknowledge that there's going to axes near your guests and that they need to be aware of their surroundings.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
The old fluff form, we call those.
All right, gents. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you. Coach, we'll see you Saturday. Did he?
All right.
We'll
see you Saturday.
Sure. All right, guys. Be good. Good stuff from both of those gentlemen. Now, okay, so we ended up getting into other things. So, Low Country, a little teaser. Tomorrow we have Andy Bitter on the show, Mike Ashley, and Jen. I will do the predictions right when I come on tomorrow. Just know that 4 of the games have been predicted, and we're 2-2 right now for a Tech season. We got 8 games that we have to kind of look at. First 2, I think, are wins. I think ODU, don't overlook them, but Tech should be better. They got better players. And I think they won't win at SMU, nor will they win at Miami. But you still got 8 games there. And I looked at it again before we came on. It is seriously, they could win all 8. They could win all 8. They could lose 7 of the 8, I think. That's why it's going to be so much fun. But we'll do that in the morning. We ran out of time tonight, but that's okay. When Dwight jumped on, he jumped on in between therapy sessions. This thing took on a whole new meaning, and it's so awesome when they get going. So we kind of ran out of time tonight, but this will be up. If you missed it, I mean, you got to jump on and check it out. You can always go back. You don't want to miss Dwight and Coach Mabry, Coach Elmo. Denny was great. Morris has put this whole thing together with the Super Bowl. And we do want you to come out on Saturday. Please, if you have an opportunity, join us on Saturday. We're going to be over at the Super Bowl. Let me put up the party logo one more time because I just like the way it looks. There you go. Well, take 2. There you go. 6 o'clock, Christiansburg, Virginia, the NRV Super Bowl, the BDST Bash. Come hang out with us. We're going to have a really good time. We're going to be there for a few hours. But it's going to be great. And you get to meet Coach Elmo and Mike Burnap and everybody that, a lot of the folks you see on the show. A lot of folks want to be there. They can't be there because it's just a little too far. But at some point, we'll try to have a more neutral place where everybody can kind of get together if this thing continues to go. All right, everybody, we will see you. If anybody ever wants to try to know a business or two that wants to jump on as a sponsor of the show, let me know. We've been very successful helping our sponsorship partners, so hit me up with that as well. And enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Thanks for popping with us, and we'll see you tomorrow. Final edition of the regular show from 6 to 8:30. Again, Andy Bitter with all the tech information from the ACC kickoff. They went today. I'm sure you've seen the highlights all over X and so forth. Then Mike Ashley, open mic, and then Jen tomorrow. All right. Enjoy your rest of your Thursday, everybody. Thanks, everybody who jumped on the show, guests, everybody who was in chat, and we'll see you tomorrow. And if you missed it, stay tuned. We'll have some short clips for you here on the show, and you can go back and enjoy those. See you in the morning, everybody.